I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about this medication called bromocriptine, which has been a hot topic in peripartum cardiomyopathy circles for the past several years. Should moms be treated with bromocriptine? Does bromocriptine make a difference? Well, it depends on who you ask. Now, people will say, well, bromocriptine, why are we even talking about that medication? This goes back to about 15 years ago when a researcher in Germany developed a mouse model, or a mouse who got peripartum cardiomyopathy. And through a lot of experience, she determined that prolactin, which is the nursing hormone, or actually a part of the prolactin hormone, seemed to be implicated in causing peripartum cardiomyopathy, at least in the mice. So the idea was that if the mice were treated with bromocriptine, which blocks prolactin from being released from a part of your brain, then the moms would recover faster and better and potentially could prevent peripartum cardiomyopathy from occurring again. So the mice were treated with bromocriptine and it looked promising, and so that research was published. This prompted a cardiologist in South Africa to do a pilot study of treating a group of moms there with bromocriptine. Now, it was a small study. There were 10 moms who were treated with bromocriptine, 10 moms who weren't. They all received the other usual heart failure medications. They all had very severe forms of peripartum cardiomyopathy in that their ejection fraction was less than 35%. In that study, the 10 moms who received bromocriptine did much better than the 10 moms who did not receive bromocriptine. So this caused a lot of excitement in the peripartum cardiomyopathy world, not only among moms, but among we physicians and others who are very interested in this disease. Subsequently, a group in Germany started a registry to track peripartum cardiomyopathy moms who were or were not treated with bromocriptine. They published their research several years ago, and the bottom line is, in the end, in their group of moms, which were all peripartum cardiomyopathy moms of various degrees of heart function and dysfunction, bromocriptine may have helped the moms get better faster, but didn't necessarily make a big difference. So the German group then went on and conducted another study where all of the moms received bromocriptine, either a shorter version of 1 week or a longer term of 8 weeks, and compared the results. That research was just published in 2017, and based on how they analyzed the data, they asserted that these moms who were treated with bromocriptine did much better than moms who did not receive bromocriptine based on previous studies. Well, as some of us analyzed the research, we found some holes in the research, and we weren't really quite convinced of the results. Nevertheless, the European Society of Cardiology just this past summer published new guidelines on the treatment of cardiovascular disease during pregnancy, and in the guidelines included a recommendation that moms diagnosed with peripartum cardiomyopathy should potentially receive bromocriptine, or that bromocriptine treatment should be considered. I can tell you that in many places in Europe, moms are frequently treated with bromocriptine, whereas in the United States, this is not the case. One of the main reasons that we are not so quick to use this medication is that bromocriptine was used in the United States a number of years ago to stop milk production in moms, for moms who did not want to breastfeed. And it was approved for this indication by the FDA. In the 1980s and the early 1990s, however, there were a number of reports that moms who took bromocriptine had serious complications, including heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, even developing a weak heart. And because of that, our own FDA took that drug off the market and said you cannot use bromocriptine to stop breastfeeding because the risks are too high. And we know from the German study that there were a number of women who did have side effects, serious side effects, strokes, heart attacks, blood clots. And so we are more hesitant in the United States to simply treat all our moms with this medication because there can be serious adverse effects, and we're not necessarily convinced yet that it provides substantially improved treatment compared to all of our other heart failure medications. The decision of whether or not to be treated with bromocriptine, again, is a decision that a mom and her healthcare provider should make, but it has to be an informed decision. So that's where we're at this point. There continues to be research on this question. There is a research trial currently being conducted in Canada to compare moms who do not receive bromocriptine with moms who do receive bromocriptine and looking at long-term outcomes. So we are eagerly awaiting the results of that trial. There are others of us in the United States who are seeking to obtain funding and support to conduct our own trial, rigorously conducted so that we can settle the question, hopefully once and for all, is this a helpful medication or does it cause potentially more harm than good?